Namaste students, welcome to our EVS class. In today's class we are going to start block 19. This is lesson 19.1, Hills, Mountains and Valleys. On the screen you can see the mountains here. We already know that Earth has land and water bodies. Today we will learn the differences between mountains, hills and valleys. So we'll also do the activity for which we need 16 paper cups. As I have asked you to keep this ready for the activity, right? 16 paper cups we need for the activity to know the difference between hills and mountains, right? The keywords that we are going to learn are hill. Hill is an area of land that is a bit higher than the land around it. Okay, area of land that is bit higher than the land around it. Mountain, a very tall raised part of the earth. Mountain, a very tall raised part of the earth. Valley, a low land lying between mountains or hills. Valley, a low land lying between mountains or hills. Landform, a natural shape on the surface of the earth. Landform means a natural shape on surface of earth. Ranges, a group of mountains or hills. Ranges, a group of mountains or hills. So what is the difference between hill and mountain? The keywords here, an area of land that is bit higher, okay, little higher than the land around it, whereas mountain is a very tall raised part of the earth, right? So for today's activity, let's start it. Arrange 3 paper cups in a row, upside down. Put 2 cups on top and 1 cup right on top. Let's call this shape A. Okay, with the paper cups, you have to make such shape. Okay, on table you put 3 cups, paper cups upside down. On it again 2 cups you adjust, and on the top you keep 1 paper cup and call it shape A. What you have made it, you call it shape A. Now for shape B, start with 4 cups in bottom row. Okay, 4 cups you arrange in the bottom, then 3 cups over it, then 2 cups and finally 1 cup on it, on the top. Okay, and call it shape B. So on the table we have 2 shapes, one which has at the bottom 3 paper cups and one which has 4 cups at the bottom. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Then another shape, shape B, 4, 3, 2, 1. So now, which is higher, shape A or shape B? Which has a steeper slope? Okay, so all of us know that shape B is higher and shape B has steeper slope. So we are going to write this activity. Okay, after observing the activity, what did we understand? What is the difference between shape A and shape B? We should write in our EVS notebook. Now let us watch this video.
Let's watch a video. Let's look at the difference between mountains and hills. Mountains have steep slopes and high peaks. Hills are lower than mountains. They have gentle slopes. Valleys lie between mountains and hills.
So let us watch this video again to understand the features of mountains, hills and valleys once again. Observe carefully.
Let's look at the difference between mountains and hills. Mountains have steep slopes and high peaks. Hills are lower than mountains. They have gentle slopes. Valleys lie between mountains and hills.
How are shape A and shape B different? Shape B is taller and longer than shape A, even though both are shaped like a pyramid. Okay, both are like the shape of a pyramid, but which one is taller and longer? Okay, shape B is taller and longer. Shape B is like a mountain, while shape A is like a hill. Okay, shape A is like a hill. The low lying space between the two cups is like a valley. Okay, that space between the two cups is like a valley. Right, now look at this beautiful picture here. This picture is related to the activity which you have done. Okay, first one, what we have, the red cups on the top, that is shape A. Why shape A? Because we have arranged 3 cups at the bottom, 2 over it and 1 at the top. So we are calling it shape A. Shape A represents the hills. Okay, shape A is for to explain about hills. To say that hills are rounded, they are less taller, they have gentle slopes. And shape B, we have the white paper cups here. You can see that they are taller, the shape is taller and longer, and the slope is also steeper slopes. So what do we have to say about the mountains? Looking at the shape, we can say that mountains are taller, longer and have steeper slopes. And other thing is that most of the mountains are covered with snow, right? How are hills different from mountains? Mountains are higher than hills and have a steeper slope. Mountains have a peak, which is the highest point at the top. Hills are mostly covered with trees and grass, while mountain peaks are covered with snow. A valley is a low-lying area between two mountain ranges or two hills. Now let us read this table. The difference between mountains and hills. Mountains are higher than hills. Hills are not as high. Mountains have steep slopes. Hills have gentler slopes. Mountains have snow-covered peaks. Hills are round at top. So learn this table. Also copy this in your EVS notebook. Okay, for further learning. Which do you think will be colder? A hill or a mountain, and why? The mountains will be colder than hills because they are much higher and their peaks are covered with snow. Hills are not as high as mountains, so they are not as cold. Now all of you open your worksheet, put today's date. Hills, mountains and valleys. Which is a hill, a valley and a mountain? Label them in the picture. Label them in the picture means you have to write the name in capital letters very clearly. Where the arrow is shown, you have to write the correct name of that picture. Okay, so here in this picture, which has orange, gray colors, you are going to write the names of a hill, valley and a mountain. So as we know that mountain is the tallest and has a sharp peak and covered with snow, so this one is a mountain. So here with your pencil in capital letters in neat handwriting, you write the spelling mountain, M-O-U-N-T-A-I-N, mountain. Now come to this picture. This is orange color hill here. So you can see when compared it is shorter than a mountain and it has a rounded peak. It is just above the, just a little higher than the ground level. Okay, So this is a hill. Here you write HILL. Okay. Then here we have low-lying region here near the hills and mountains. Low-lying region. Here you can write the spelling valley. 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 Okay. Now question 2. Write two differences and one similarity between hill and mountain. So here you are going to write one sentence about how hills and mountains are same. One manner in which hills and mountains can be same. So similarity you write in the middle, that sentence you write in the middle. Hills and mountains are both above the ground level. Okay, they are on a raised way. Okay, both of them are above the ground level. And what is the difference between a hill and a mountain? Hills are shorter when compared to the mountain. Mountains are taller and higher. Okay, that is the first point. Second difference, hills have a rounded peak whereas mountains have a sharp peak. Hills have a uh, gentle slope whereas mountains have a steep slope. Right, now for the third question. Molly is going to the mountains for a holiday. Should she carry warm clothes with her? Why or why not? So the answer is Molly should carry warm clothes with her because the weather in the mountains will be, okay, the climate in the mountains will be cool. So she needs to wear warm clothes to keep her warm. And because mountains will be cooler. Now for the content book. Put today's date. First question, how are mountains different from hills? Mountains are much taller and higher than hills. Mountains have a sharp peak. Mountains have steeper slopes than hills. Second question, a man was trying to climb a mountain but he found it difficult. When he tried to climb a hill, he found it easy. Why is climbing mountain difficult? Okay, a man tried to climb a mountain but it was difficult. But when he tried to climb a hill, it was easy because mountains have steeper slopes which is hard for people to climb and they are very high, so it will take longer time and you have to put more efforts. You might become tired while climbing a mountain, whereas you come to a hill, when you want to climb a hill you can easily climb it because the slopes, they have gentler slopes and even rounded peaks, and you can find trees or grass on the hills. Now, third question, would you rather live on a mountain or a hill? Give a reason for your answer. See, it depends upon your opinion whether you want to live on a mountain. You write that I want to live on a mountain and this is the reason for it. If you want to live on a hill, then you can write it. When you ask me what is the right answer, my opinion, I want to live on a hill because I can easily climb it, and second point is that there are some greenery on the hill, like trees and grass are found, so I feel that it's a beautiful scene there, and it has a rounded top at the peak so that I can build my house or live there happily. So that was the lesson about hills, mountains and valleys. Students, we have done the activity, and do send me your video or doing this activity of the paper cups, explaining the difference between shape A and shape B, that is how hills and mountains are different from each other. Hope you have enjoyed this lesson. Read the lesson from the content book twice, underline new words, complete your answers in content book and worksheet. That's all for now. Thank you. Have a good day. See you back in the next video. Bye bye.